Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Alexis, and I'm a student recruitment advisor at the University of Calgary. And thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be doing a presentation on the University of Calgary. So I'll be talking about admissions, life in Canada and Calgary, scholarships, our programs, and so much more. So please stay tuned. I'm going to be having the wonderful Carly, my colleague, in the chat. So she will be there to answer questions at any time throughout the presentation. She's also a student recruitment advisor as well on our team, so she'll know exactly how to help you as well. But I'll be presenting for maybe somewhere around 30 to 40 minutes, but then I will be leaving time for questions at the end. So you can either ask your question throughout or save your question for the end. It's completely up to you. I'm just going to start by posting a quick poll. So I just want to see if you can see the presentation, so you can see the screen, and if you can hear me. And then with that, we'll just get started. But I'll see if everyone can see and hear me. Okay, I got full yeses, so we'll just go ahead and get started. I just want to start by acknowledging the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprising of the Siksika, Piikani, and Kainai First Nations, as well as the Tsuut'ina First Nation and the Stoney Nakoda, including the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3, and I think this message is extremely important this week, so thank you. Okay, so thank you for joining this presentation, because I know if you're here, you're probably interested in the University of Calgary, and more so than that, you're probably looking not only at us, but you're looking at living in Canada as well, and maybe other institutions. And that's exciting because all institutions in Canada are wonderful. Living in Canada, the quality of life is ranked the #1 in the world. If you've heard of Canadians, you've heard that we're probably very friendly, and this is true. We're very polite. And Canada is very safe and stable. So it's not a big move from the United States to Canada, but I think it's going to be a really positive one. And you won't be alone, because there's over 500,000 international students studying in Canada. And that was in 2020, and we're continuing to grow, so you definitely won't be alone. One of the main perks of studying in Canada is that you can work up to 20 hours a week off campus. Of course, you can also work on campus, and you can do this on your study permit. So this is great. And if you want to stay in Canada, you can stay on a work permit in Canada for up to 3 years after you graduate. I am curious, though, to see how many dual citizens or Canadian citizens are here today. So I'm also just going to throw that poll up here as well. I think also I'll touch on this later, but a lot of students are interested in studying in Canada because of the co-ops and internships that we have. So I know it's not as a big phenomenon in the United States to have co-ops and internships. So if I think you're excited about, having a work integrated learning opportunity in your degree, then you're going to love studying in Canada in general. So it looks like one of you has Canadian citizenship and the other doesn't. So that's perfect. We'll cater to both of you. So this is kind of a map, a little geography to understand where Calgary is in relation to the United States. So I'm kind of curious where you all live, but you don't need to share if you don't want to. But yeah, the flights probably aren't as long as you think. Seattle's 1 hour 40, Houston is 4 hours 15 minutes, New York is 5 hours, and Calgary is in the western part of Canada. And I'll get into that soon, but it's not too far. But the University of Calgary is in the province of Alberta. Like I just said, we are a Western province, and so that means that we enjoy all 4 seasons in Alberta. So I think some students think of Canada as being very cold. And yes, we do get cold in the winter, so be prepared. Maybe if you're from a southern state, be prepared to buy some snow boots and a winter jacket. But of course, we also have hot summers. So it's really nice here to get a mix of all 4 seasons. And this means lots of activities. So you can see this picture of Lake Louise in the right. This is where you can go hiking, skiing, snowboarding. And we have so many national parks and ski resorts around campus in the city. So this is a great opportunity if you are into sports or being adventurous as well. There's so much to do in Alberta, but I think one of the best parts of being in Alberta is the affordability. So we don't have a provincial sales tax. So what this sales tax is I believe it's a 5% tax in most, if not all, other provinces. So this means that, if you're going to go to the mall and you're going to buy a sweater somewhere else in Canada, that you will be paying more in other provinces than in Alberta. So everything's just going to be more affordable in Alberta. And you're just outside DC, so that's Washington, I believe. Okay, so not too far. That is exciting. And of course, the University of Calgary is in the city of Calgary. I've grown up here my entire life, and I love this city. For those of you who do not know, we are the 5th most livable city in the world. So this is an exciting ranking. It is to do with our affordability, like I just touched on. We have the 2nd lowest cost of living in Canada and the 9th in North America. And it's to do with our entertainment, whether you like trying new cuisines at different restaurants. We're home to 9 of Canada's top 100 restaurants, or like I've talked about with the adventure, we're so adventurous in Calgary and we love to stay outside. We're actually Canada's sunniest major city with 333 days of sun on average per year. So it's really good for your mental health. Even in the winter when it's snowy, it's still really nice and sunny, so you can wear sunglasses, and it just, keeps you happy all year round. So this could be your campus. This is the University of Calgary main campus, and I noticed a couple things about this aerial view when I look at it. So this is an aerial view. You're getting the whole entire view of our campus. So the first thing that I noticed is this is a large campus. So Calgary is a large city in Canada, and with that, the University of Calgary is a large research institution in Canada. We're a top 5 research institution, and we have lots of student amenities for you on campus to go hand in hand with that research. So we have our Olympic Oval, which hopefully you can see in the top right. It's kind of that long building, and this is where we house the fastest speed skating ice in the world. So in the 1988 Calgary Olympics, this is where the most speed skating records were broken, and more continue to be broken today. Students like you can skate on this ice when you're not studying or when you're not watching Netflix, so that's a great way to take a study break. We also have our Taylor Family Digital Library. This is kind of in the middle left, if you could see that. And this is the most technologically advanced library in North America. On every floor, you're going to find different opportunities to study and do your research and get your homework done in very technologically advanced ways. And fun fact, this is also where we house the largest collection of video games in North America. So just another way to take a study break as well. It is a large campus, but don't let that scare you because we have what's called the U-Pass. So a U-Pass it's included in your fees, and this is how you can get around on transit, whether it's in between your classes or you're just taking 5 stops on the train downtown. It's really easy to get around in Calgary without a car, so you definitely don't need that. As well, the next thing that I notice about this photo is all the green space and just how beautiful and green it is on this campus. So like I've mentioned about Calgary, is we're very adventurous and we like to be outside. And you'll definitely get a feel for that on campus. You'll see students eating their lunch outside, trying to study outside. So if you're someone who likes the outdoors, then the University of Calgary might be a great fit for you. So if you're coming from the US, I think you probably want to make a community and meet new friends. And I think one of the best ways to do this is to find a club. We have over 300 student clubs on campus, and Carly just linked the link to clubs as well. So you can go check out clubs on campus. We have so many. Whether you're interested in the skiing or snowboarding, we have a club for that. You have music clubs, you have photography clubs, we have cultural clubs. So really whatever you're interested in, there's probably going to be a club for you. If there isn't, if by chance maybe you have some very niche hobby that we don't have a club for yet, you can get yourself plus 9 friends together and go to the Students' Union, and you can get funding to start your very own club. So this is just such a great way to make new friends. In the first couple weeks of campus, we have a Clubs Rush week, so you can walk around in our Students' Union area and tour all of the clubs, so you can really get a feel for something new that you might want to try. And like I said, Calgarians are adventurous and we love to be active, and this is really easy at the University of Calgary. We have lots of amenities that you might be familiar with. So we have the aquatic center, a pool, fitness center, gymnastics. So really a lot that you can get excited about. But I think my favorite part is the outdoor center. So it's the largest of its kind in North America. And this is where you can rent pretty much any gear you can think of for any sport. So whether you want to go floating down the Bow River, this is a common activity that we do in Calgary. You can get a floaty, a little boat, and you can go float down the river with your friends. Or you can go rollerblading, you can rent rollerblades. Really whatever sport that you're interested in, you can probably find the gear with us for a very affordable price. So it's really exciting to try new sports here. We have lots of different ways that you can play sports, whether it's on a team. We have fitness classes or sports clubs and intramurals. So lots of different ways to get active. Speaking of being active, we are the home of the Dinos. So this is our mascot, the Dinos, and this is our varsity sports. It's where we play our varsity sports, and we have lots of sports that you can choose to join. So basketball, cross country, field hockey, football, and more. We have lots of opportunity to play sports at the competitive or national level. If you're someone who you think you want to play sports at the national or competitive level, the best thing to do is to reach out to our website. Carly just linked it in the chat, or you can see it on the screen. It's godinos.com. So here is where you can reach out to the coaches. So you can find, if you're interested in hockey, you can reach out to, the hockey coaches there, and they can reach out back to you and maybe get you started in a tryout or something like that. So the best thing to do is to reach out early to them. Lots of great opportunities, even just to cheer on your Dinos, though. If you go to some of our kickoff events, like our Crowchild Classic, if you cheer loud enough and if you show up, then you can actually be entered to win some free tuition. So it definitely pays to cheer on your Dinos. Okay, so I know you're moving from the US if you're considering coming to Canada, and hopefully you're interested in travel in general then. And so hopefully you're interested in studying abroad. So studying abroad is when you're taking courses, you're taking the university level courses, and you could be taking them in Paris, you could be taking them in Peru, you could be taking them elsewhere in the world. We partner with more than 45 countries, so you can study, work, or volunteer abroad with the University of Calgary. The big benefit of doing this is that you can pay the exact same University of Calgary tuition and fees when you study abroad. So it's a great way to take your courses and get course credit while still paying the exact same fees. I know a lot of students think they have to take a gap year to travel or wait until they graduate to travel, but why not do it with your classmates and make really cool connections abroad? UCalgary aims to take 50% of students taking part in an international experience like study abroad, so there's lots of opportunity for you if you would like to do this. Okay, so getting into work integrated learning. This is something that I'm really excited about for students in the United States because from my understanding, a lot of schools in the US are very competitive for their co-ops and internships. You know, you're going to find a lot more schools in Canada having these co-ops and internships, and so it's going to be a little more easy to get into them here, and you're going to have a bigger pick of co-ops and internships in Canada than it is in the United States. So if you're someone who would like to have that, paid work term within your degree and get your resume started in your degree and things like that, then studying in Canada and especially at the University of Calgary is going to be a great option for you. We have different opportunities of work integrated learning. So it's not just co-ops and internships. We have practicums in our nursing, education and kinesiology programs, and we have paid research, clinical, and field experiences. So maybe you'll be in anthropology or archaeology and you'll go do a field study in Alberta, or you can be in kinesiology and you can work with Nike to do a practicum there. Co-ops and internships, though, are great. They're going to be your paid work terms, which is a great way to fund your degree. And with all of these opportunities, you can really propel your degree and get your resume started within your degree. So these are great options. We've had students work with Amazon, Suncor, Garmin, and United Nations, and so many others. So we have really strong opportunities to work with great employers here at the University of Calgary. So student supports are important for all students, but I think especially for international students. You're going to be moving from maybe far away, maybe a couple hours, maybe a few more hours. And so you're not going to be close to home. Maybe you've been to Canada, maybe you haven't. And so you really want to make sure that Calgary is going to feel like a home and you're going to feel supported. And we have lots of ways to do that. You know, we have our financial aid office. So when you're looking to get scholarships or learn about, you know, budgeting throughout your first, third, fourth year, everything like that, we have ways to help you with that. And of course, we have our classic Student Success Center. So when you think of university support, I think a lot of people think of writing support and academic support. So that's going to be a great opportunity for you if you feel like you need that. We have a doctor on campus, a dietitian on campus. You can even get your hair cut on campus. So this is just amazing to feel like you have everything that you need on campus. You really don't have to leave, which is nice. We have our Q Center, which is a safe and inviting space for LGBTQA+ community, and a women's center. Really, this doesn't even list half of our resources. We have so many more for students. And so if you have any questions on supports that you could need, make sure you ask them as well. One of the best supports, I think, this will be for the international students. You know, our domestic students here don't necessarily need support for international student services, but our international student services, they're going to help you with everything from a study permit and visa. So if you're looking to get your study permit to come to Canada, if you're an international, you know, US citizen, then they can help you with that for free. We have immigration advisors, which is so helpful. And more than that, if you've never been to Calgary, they really help you make it feel like a home. So they can help you go sightseeing, all the places in Calgary. They can help you go to museums, maybe go to Banff. If you've heard of Banff, they can take you there for the day, which is super exciting. It's just beautiful there. And you can go ice skating. It's just really nice to be able to get to see your town and make it feel like a home for you. They'll also help you meet with other international students, whether it is other students from the United States or around the world. So I think that's exciting. And just to speak to this, I know a lot of US students ask how many US students and how many international students we have at the University of Calgary. So we have lots of students coming from the US and they're coming from all over. You know, we have pockets of students coming from Washington, Texas, California. They're really popping up from all over for the opportunities that we have, like if students like skiing or snowboarding at the Rocky Mountains, or they love our co-op or internships, or they're really hooked on a program that we have, for example, kinesiology or computer science. So they're really coming for all over for all these different reasons. And as well, we are nearly 15% international, and we're always working to grow that. So you're definitely not going to be alone if you are an international student. So I hope for all of you that you've considered living on campus. I know some students do have family in Calgary, and that might be a reason to come to the University of Calgary. But I hope still, no matter what you think about living on campus, because it's just the best way to meet a community. I met most of my friends on campus in first year, and I'm still friends with them today. And I think I wouldn't have known them that well if it was not for living in residence. So I highly recommend you all consider it. It's just nice to be close to your classes. Who doesn't like waking up 15 minutes before your class starts? And you have great access to a great meal plan. So you don't have to think about cooking in your first year, which is really nice. We have lots of different room options. In your first year, you can look at staying in a double or a single room. So double is your classic 2 people in 1 bedroom, which is kind of what everyone thinks of when you think of, staying in residence. And the best part, I think, about staying in residence with us is our roommate matching service. So you can input into our service everything that you are as a roommate and everything about your personality. So, you can input if you stay up late, if you go to bed late, if you're messy, if you're clean, if you like loud music, if you don't. And then those things, we have actual people who take those into account and then match you up with a good roommate. And hopefully, even more than that, they match you up with a great friend. So a great opportunity to make new friends as well. I know I've mentioned so many opportunities to make friends on campus. I just think it's so important. And as well, if you are in grade 12 right now and you're looking to join us for fall 2022, then if you apply by May 1st of 2022, you have a 2-year residence guarantee. You'll have to apply again May 2023 if you want to stay for that second year, but you're guaranteed no matter what if you do it by these deadlines. So that's great. So now I'm going to shift into our academics and programs at the University of Calgary. I'm just going to put up one more poll because I'm interested of what programs you might be interested in. It's okay if you haven't started thinking about it yet, so that's okay, but maybe you can put about what you're guessing you're going to apply into. But we have lots of options for you at the University of Calgary. So here's all of our faculties. I'm only going to highlight a few, but I am curious of what all of you are interested in applying into. So I'm going to go over our top 4 programs. So first I want to highlight is our Haskayne School of Business. So this is an amazing program if you're interested in commerce, business, management, HR. We have so many concentrations that you can apply into in business, finance, so many more. And this program, I see there's interest in business, so that's great. This program has some of the best co-ops that we offer. So the co-ops meaning that you're going to be working with some amazing employers in Calgary who have been so successful in business, and they're going to in turn help you be successful in business so that when you graduate, you're going to have such a high chance of getting a job. And just to let you know, we're approximately 95% of students who graduate from the University of Calgary are getting a job within 1 year when they graduate. So this is just a great program for that as well. One of our next programs that I want to highlight is our Schulich School of Engineering. This is a highly intensive program and great for people who want that hands-on learning. If you're looking at engineering, and again, just like business, we have so many concentrations that will hopefully suit you. So if you're more interested in tech, you can go into software engineering. If you're someone who's interested in renewable energy, you can go into energy engineering. We really just have something that can suit everyone, and we have exciting minors that you can add on to your engineering. Like you can take mechanical engineering with a minor in aerospace engineering. So it can really take you anywhere with this degree. And once again, we have wonderful internships for this program as well. I see someone's interested in the arts and fine arts, so I'm just going to switch into that for a second because I took a history degree, and I think the fine arts and the arts are such a wonderful program at the University of Calgary as well. These also have co-ops, so rest assured that this is going to be a degree that's going to propel you into a job, whether you have a co-op or not, because there's going to be great opportunities to take your learning outside the classroom and in the classroom, no matter which program you're in. And our arts faculty is the largest faculty that we have. So it houses the most programs that we have, whether you're looking at history or archaeology or political science, anthropology, economics. We have so many in the Faculty of Arts that it's really exciting that, you can really pick whatever you're interested in. And there's lots of ways to customize your degree. So you can do a combined degree, you can add on a minor. So maybe you're a business student who still wants a taste of English, you can do that. So lots of different options at the University of Calgary. I'll just leave it at those. But if you have any other programs of interest, please let me know and I'll touch on them afterwards as well. So I'll just get into applying at UCalgary. Excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon me. So we have early versus standard admission. So excuse me, I'm just going to take a sip of water. My apologies, I had a tickle in my throat. Okay, so when you're looking at early versus standard admission, we really don't have any specific timelines for this because our applications open October 1st and then they officially close on March 1st of 2022. If you apply early enough, and generally it's before December 1st, we can take a look at your junior year grades or your grade 11 grades to get you into the University of Calgary. So we can take a look at you early and do that initial review. If we don't get you in based on that early evaluation, we'll take a look at you after your first semester. And then if there's room in the program, we'll take a look at you with your final grades. The application fee, if you have Canadian citizenship, you only have to pay, wait a second, okay. My apologies. Okay, if you are living in the United States and studying at a United States school, you'll have to pay the $145 international application fee. And that's because we have to assess your international credentials and international transcripts. The only case that you'd be paying the $125 Canadian application fee is if you're actually living in Canada, and so then you'd have Canadian transcripts. This is about the only difference between international and domestic students other than the tuition fees. So we're going to look at Canadian students the same and international students the same when we look at your transcripts, when we look at your grades, things like that. So these are pretty much the only differences that we have here. So the application fee and then the tuition fee. When you apply, you're eligible to apply for 2 programs. And so this is exciting because you can really ensure that you're going to get into the University of Calgary. What I recommend is for your first choice, it's something that you have more competitive grades. It's the higher grades here. It's going to be, the higher grades to get into it. And then for your second choice, it'll be slightly less competitive grades, something really within your grade range, so you can make sure you get into the University of Calgary. When should you apply? I think you should apply as early as possible because we do rolling admission. So this means that as soon as students start applying, we're going to evaluate them soon and then get them into the programs until they're full. So it's in your best interest to apply early. Just following up with some more admission information. So in general, admission is competitive and based on 5 high school subjects. When we look at this, we are looking at subjects in either your senior year, your junior year, honors, or AP. If you're taking IB or if you're taking another curriculum, like maybe the Alberta curriculum or Ontario, then we can just be looking at your grade 12 high school subjects. For the most part, we just want to see your grades. We don't want to see ACTs or SATs. We don't want to see any interview. We don't want to see any letters of recommendation. The only programs that have supplemental requirements are going to be health science. We just want to see an essay that you outline basically that you understand how research intensive the program is. And health sciences, yes, the supplementary essay. And then fine arts, dance, and music, we need an audition. And fine arts, visual studies, we need a portfolio. All students must demonstrate English language proficiency, but the US is an exempt country, so you won't have to submit any language tests for us. Here are some examples. I know some schools use a GPA system, so I'll just use a couple examples. Bachelor of Arts in Economics, the 5 courses that we would need to see in either the senior, junior, honors, or AP. We need English, mathematics, 3 additional courses. And this is going to be in the high 70s or around a 2.3 GPA. So it's not too competitive. But then if you look at a program like computer science, the courses are going to be English, mathematics, and then 2 of the following: biology, chemistry, physics, calculus, or computer science. So just 2 of those. And then an academic course or option. And when you look at the grades for these, it's high 80s or a GPA or of a 4.0. So it's really going to vary depending on what program that you're interested in. For the American curriculum, your GPA or your percentage is still based on those 5 high school subjects. And we just need to see the 4 years of English. And so this is English, all the way from your first year to the senior year. So freshman to senior. So this is perfect. And like I just said, we need to see honors, AP, or IB, or junior or senior for all your courses. And like I just said, the competitive range is all the way from 2.3 to a 4.0. So it really is different depending on the program that you're interested in. So I know one of you said you're interested in business, so that's approximately a 3.5. And for the arts, that can range anywhere from a 2.3 to about a 3. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're a student who is taking dual credit in the United States, you will be evaluated as a high school student as long as you haven't completed more than 10 courses at the university level. And we can likely assess those for transfer credit, which is awesome. So this is just highlighting the application process. I hope it's not too hard to see, and I'll just go over a couple of important points that are coming up. So your first step here is that you're picking your program and you're looking at the program requirements and you're getting excited about applying, then the next step is our applications open Friday. So they open October 1st. You can pay your application fee. And then as soon as you do that, you have access to your student center where you can start uploading your transcripts. So you can start uploading your junior year transcripts, your honors or AP courses if you have them, and then we can hopefully get you an early evaluation. Next is about scholarships, so I'll just jump into those scholarships. So we have undergraduate awards for domestic students and for international students, which is exciting. We have over 17 million in scholarships and bursaries and awards to give out to students. So there's lots of opportunities to get scholarships for you. Something I always like to note for US students is that we do not generally have full ride scholarships in Canada. You might find it at some schools, but for the most part, the US has more full ride than Canada. So there's going to be lots of different ways to fund your degree, but we're not necessarily going to be able to provide you a full scholarship to fund your entire degree. But on the bright side, which I'll get into soon, our tuition is extremely affordable. But I'll start by getting into the awards. So we have 3 categories of awards. The first category is automatic admission awards. So these are basically, you just get them automatically considered as soon as you apply, as soon as you submit your application. So if you meet these credentials, then you can get these awards if you come to the University of Calgary. One that I'll highlight is our President's Admission Scholarship. So if you apply and with your admission average, you have a 95% or greater, you can automatically receive $5,000 Canadian if you join the University of Calgary. So this is an exciting way to make some money at the University of Calgary. We also have our Prestige Award category. So this will be our high dollar value category. These are going to be some examples of our international awards here as well. Like you can see, we have our UCalgary International Entrance Scholarship, but there are Prestige Awards for both international and domestic students, which is great. This application takes a little longer to apply to because you may have to, submit an essay or two. So you definitely want to start this early. And why you want to start this early is because the deadline to apply is December 1st. So you need to apply to your program October 1st. Then you can apply for scholarships and make sure you do this by December 1st for Prestige Awards because that is the deadline to win all this money. So lastly, we have our high school entrance awards. This is our largest award category, and this is where awards can range from about $500 Canadian to around $10,000 Canadian. And in this category, we ask you everything. So we're going to ask for your grades. This is where we ask you for your extracurriculars, for if you volunteered, sports, if you've gone extra above and beyond in your academics. You'll fill out the one application, and then we will assess you for all the awards that you're eligible for. So it's really simple, and I highly encourage all of you to make sure you apply for awards. This category closes March 1st, 2022, but my recommendation is just to get it all done before December 1st, so you really have peace of mind with that. These are going to be your approximate costs for your first year. So we have the Canadian dollar here for international students and for permanent residents. So you can kind of see both sides here, whether you have the Canadian citizenship or US citizenship. Our approximate cost for international students is around $24,000 Canadian, and for US dollar, that's around $19,000 in US dollars. So that's something to keep in mind. And we're one of the more affordable schools for being a large research institution in Canada. So that's really exciting. When you're looking at breaking down the fees in an entire year, for domestic students, it can be around $17,000 to $26,000 to $27,000 in a year. And for those international students in Canadian, it'll be anywhere from around $34,000 Canadian to $49,000 Canadian. It might sound like a lot, but there's a lot of ways to fund your degree, like I said, whether you're working on campus, you're getting scholarships, you're doing co-ops and internships. And my recommendation is to start thinking about it early. So start talking to your parents, start talking to your counselors, because you can definitely make this work if it's something that you want. Just finishing up here, we have our open house this weekend. So it is October 2nd, this Saturday, and it's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mountain Time, so that's Calgary time for us. This is really your great chance to talk to the faculty that you're interested in. So you can talk to the arts faculty and our Haskayne School of Business. You can learn about the services that we have and all the different programs that you're interested in. We also have discovery sessions. So if you want to hear me talking some more or my colleagues, you can definitely do that. You can scan the QR code to sign up, or you can look up the link. You can look up UCalgary Open House and register there. I hope to see you both there because it's a great day and you'll learn a lot, I am sure. So just finishing up, these are 5 reasons to choose UCalgary. 1, excellence in academics. 2, research opportunities. 3, a caring community. I really highlighted that throughout this entire presentation because I think it's so important. 4, the opportunity to earn while you learn. And 5, last but not least, an adventurous lifestyle. So thank you for listening. Thanks for bearing with me as I had some throat issues there, but I appreciate you both being here. Please stay in touch. We'll be happy to stay and stick around for questions if you have any. I know there's been a few in the chat, so thank you so much for just asking your questions and participating. So you can, send me an email if you'd like. I have a WhatsApp. You can even book a one-on-one meeting with me if that's something that you'd like to do. And please stay in touch and we'll be happy to answer your questions today. So thank you so much. You can also sign up for more in the chat. So please do that if that's something that you'd like to do. And if you don't have any questions, you're okay. Thank you for joining today. And we'll look forward to keeping in touch with you. You're welcome. Thank you for participating today. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.